Hey guys, I want to talk to y'all real quick about what's coming up on this week's radio show, Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern over on prepperbroadcasting.com. We're going to try to finish up the chicken discussion. Had Paul Wheaton on there the last time. Very interesting discussion with him, a lot of good information, and from talking to him and thinking about it long term, it does make sense to put yourself in a position where you can let your chickens eat off the land, whether you're dragging chicken tractors across your pasture or you're rotating paddocks, whatever you can do, or let them free range out in the yard, wherever, where you don't have to feed them so much. To me, a situation like that where you can let your chickens eat off the land, that's way over here. That's kind of like an end goal. And then we come on the opposite end of the spectrum and you got the beginning. And there's a lot of information in between point A and point Z that we didn't get a chance to deal with. Not everybody has the necessary space to be able to let their chickens get out and roam like that, or to pull the tractors around. They start with a small coop and then maybe build a run and whatever they can to try to keep working their way up the ladder, so to speak. Getting started with chickens, do you want to go out and buy the little chicks? Do you want to go buy pullets? You want to buy some full-size birds and go ahead and have them laying right away? That's a personal choice everybody has to make. I got a few people lined up for this week's show. Ought to be a whole lot of fun. One I'm certainly looking forward to. Got a few of my YouTube friends. Pooter 1176 from Kentucky. Mean Evil Conservative from up there north of Richmond. And Pet Prepper from up there just south of the North Pole. All three of those have experience raising chickens in various degrees, and I think it will be helpful, certainly to me, to be able to talk to them 15-20 minutes and find out how they got started, what they're going through right now, and get a chance to learn from maybe any mistakes that they have made, and also to maybe get some tips and suggestions on things that they would have done differently if they had to go back through it again, to try to cut down on some of the mistakes that I would be making myself. Pooter 1176 is out in Kentucky. He's got the traditional coop, and then he's also got the run attached to it. Got some plans to build some chicken tractors, and showed a video with a big grassy area that he'd have plenty of room to take these chickens out there and on a daily basis just move it and let them eat on that good fresh grass and cut down on some of his feed costs. Mean Evil Conservative has been doing this for about 3 years now, is my understanding. He's done the chickens, he got ducks, quails, and he might even have some rabbits too. So he's raised them for laying hens, also does the meat birds, knows how to process them, has one of them whiz-bang plucker things that really speeds up the process. He certainly should have some advice on things to do and not to do. One of the things that he has mentioned to me was dealing with the heat. If you have those big heavy birds, something like a buff Orpington that are just so big and bulky and so many feathers, they kind of struggle in the heat. Maybe he can offer up some suggestions for maintaining your birds when it gets in that 105, 110 degree range. And then to close out the show, we're going to bring in Pet Prepper. Like I said, she's from way up there north. Heat is not a problem. Cold is her issue up there. She's one of these people, I think if Santa Claus starts his route Christmas Eve, she's like the third or fourth stop on his route. She's way up there. And her problem has been frozen eggs. When she goes out to get her eggs, the eggs are already froze. So what she had to do was come in and build a kind of a bench and put some electric heat pads up under to try to keep the boxes warm enough for the birds, and so that when they finish laying, that the eggs wouldn't freeze right away. So if you're somebody in the northern climate who is maybe looking at some birds and you're concerned about dealing with the cold, I think Pet Prepper could probably give you a little bit of advice. Also, she's a pet groomer, been doing this for over 20 years, very familiar with all kinds of animals, and if you have a question about your pets or something like that, you'd like to call in and ask her, I think she could probably help you out. So we got Pooter 1176, Mean Evil Conservative, and Pet Prepper lined up for Friday night. I'll put links to their channels in the information box below, and you can go check them out, see what their chickens look like, see exactly what's going on with them right now. Again, Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, prepperbroadcasting.com. They got a live interactive chat room at the bottom of the page. You can join right in there and certainly ask you a question or offer up advice to all the other people who may be asking questions. Hope you guys can make it. Look forward to seeing you there. Y'all take care. And Lord willing, I'll see you next time.